Hi, I'm Trevor.
And I'm Beth Reid, and we live in Gowrie, ACT, which is the capital of Australia. We have been quilting together since 1988, but collaborating from, 98 onwards?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes. So the first slide we'll show you is a quilt called Hot Lava. This was part of quite a series of quilts. This was the first 2 panels of what actually was 7 panels. This is about the hot lava vases that came out of West Germany after the war. And with this quilt, we actually won the Best of Show for the ACT, or Australian Capital Territory. So that's quite a sizable piece, that. And the fabrics at the bottom are all from our stash, and the top part is actually hand painted by me with dyes, and then Beth does all the machine quilting.
And this is one of the first quilts that we ever did that is hand painted. It was the start of our sort of painting period.
Now this, the ACT, or Canberra, in the ACT, is only a short-lived capital city. It's only just over 100 years old. So this happened in 2013, and so this was part of an exhibition that was staged where the group Textile that we belong to, there's 5 artists, actually 6 artists, but Beth and I worked collaboratively. And we decided to do 100 quilts for the 100 years. And we submitted this proposal, and we were accepted to make this the exhibition. So this is our 20 pieces that we made.
That's correct. Each artist had to do 20 pieces, which made 100 in total. And these are based on Walter Burley Griffin's plan of Canberra. You can see from the backgrounds that it's a streetscape, and the leaves refer to the bush capital.
Canberra is always referred to as the bush capital. Walter Burley Griffin and Marion Marnie Griffin, when they did the designs for Canberra, had great tracts of natural landscape running through the design. And you can see this in these pieces where there's streets, but also spaces left. And the gum tree or the eucalypts are the predominant in the landscape. Now this one, Leaf Bed, is 2015. This started out to be a sort of a follow-on from that leaf designs. And I hand painted each one of these leaves. We then layered them together, and then we, Beth actually machine sewed them and quilted them, and we cut them out. Each leaf is a little quilt in its own. Each one is individual. Now this started out to be a double bed size quilt. As you can see, it's only 70 by 70 centimeters. We gave up after about 3 months.
And the quilt references the leaf litter underneath the trees that you see around Canberra. Degree of difference. Now this quilt was the very first one that we started using circles in. It is a machine pieced in strips, and originally the strips were squares, but we lost the square look by all the colorway and color wash in the background fabrics. The circles Trevor hand painted and I machine quilted. And it is a reference to our fabric collection again, and was in response to a call for entries for an exhibition in Sydney in 2015.
the graduation of color is something that becomes a part of our theme as well, as you will see with the next few slides. So this going in tonal values and through color changes becomes quite a pattern in some of our quilting today.
Yeah, and I like the way the circles dance across the top of the quilt. It looks really nice.
Okay, so with this one, as you can see, the bottom part of this is once again stash. This is where we've taken lots of fabrics in certain colorways, and the little oyster catchers are represented as being on the shoreline with the dusty sort of sky in the background. This was actually a piece that we did for workshops, and all the little birds are actually hand painted onto the background fabric. So very similar to the hot lava one, where we've made up the base of the quilt with stash little tiny pieces. Now, as you can see, these are quite small, these pieces as well.
Now, the pieces in the bottom are inch squares, so you can get an idea of the size of the quilt. And Trevor and I, although Australia is a metres and centimetres, being children of we were born in the 40s or late 40s, we grew up with inches. So we tend to work in inches rather than in centimetres.
Which is always interesting when an exhibition calls for centimetres and we have to sort of, work around that. So. Now you can see that I wear glasses, but I only need those for close-up work. I developed cataracts, and this is about that blurring of my eyesight. So the spots here have become sort of quite predominant in our work at this particular time. And once again, you can see that tonal values thing coming through the work as well. This was purely from our stash. Yeah, so what have you got to say about this one?
Nothing much. It's just that I like it, and it won Best of Show in 2018 in Canberra, which was really nice. And I really like the way the colours dance in this quilt, with the dark on the outside going right into the sort of the light colours in the middle.
Even though the centre is quite pale, it's still quite vibrant with the colours. And here we come to denim. So we tend to have one of those households where we never throw anything out, and our son, who is now in his late 40s, loved his denim jeans, and he particularly wore rather large, big, baggy jeans. And so he was very fond of these jeans and hated the idea of throwing them out. So they got put away in a box, and then one day we decided, let's start playing with denim. So here we've taken that same theme as the last quilt, but we've actually working in denim, and just all of these are just the natural colors within the denim jeans that we had. Today we have these sort of artificially sort of, blonded knees and so forth in jeans, and we tend to work with those sort of things as well. So this one is, as you can see, is only 50 by 50 centimeters. So quite small, and working with those tonal values at this sort of size you think it's simple, but believe me, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of changing around of pieces to get the effect. Now, here we have Murdy Blues 2019. This is for the exhibition Upcycle, which this is all about. So this is the quilt that is in the exhibition. So as you can see, once again, it's denim, upcycling those jeans, making use of something that would have been thrown out. And this is all the natural colors of those jeans as they were after being used for many years. Some of these fabrics are so soft and pliable. They're just beautiful to work with. And you can see with some of the circles, there's almost a 3D effect. And that's purely with that faded parts of the jeans, making use of those parts.
And also there's use being made of the way the grain goes on these circles. So I'm not sure you can see it in this photo, but the grains go in different ways, promoting light falling in different ways, I guess, on the way the circles sit in the square.
We've done workshops where we've done something that looks as simple as this, and people go, oh yes, I'll do that workshop because it's simple. And then once you get into it, you realize just how complex the whole process is to get the effects that you really want within the piece. So there you go.
That might be it.
That's yeah, that's us from down here in lovely, Australia. So thank you.